Yo guys, X1 here, and I'm back with another vlog. This time we're talking about how do you improve versus your peers, how you can get like a really sick training partner routine going down, and how you can just generally play better friendlies and step up your game by having like a really sick pro mentality towards the game rather than like making the noob mentality mistakes that a lot of other people do when they're first trying to get good at the game. So in the last few months, I've been traveling around the UK a lot, going to regional tournaments, and one of the things I've noticed is that like people just kind of suck when they're practicing melee. Like it feels like the way in which people are practicing, it's just not that good. Okay, other than like the top couple of ranked players, like nearly everyone when I see them playing friendlies, it's just silence. It's like they're not actually talking to each other about the game that they're playing. You even want to go to a region and it's like the two players from that region who are like the best players and they're playing against each other. They're like and they're still just sitting there quietly, like they're not actually seeming to be like helping each other and helping themselves to learn by like really talking about the game. And it's like these friendlies versus people around your level are like a super valuable resource. Like you manage to find that like perfect, evenly matched someone you're playing against, and it's like there's so much potential for you to be both learning. And like once you're on that evenly matched plane, like it's very easy for one of you to inch ahead and then the other one to just claw it back, and you just keep pushing off, like working from one another and like getting better and better. Another thing I've noticed in Smash is that people just don't really have like real training partners. It's like sometimes there's two people who live close to each other or they play all the time, but it's like oftentimes they're just playing together. They haven't really like sat down and had this conversation and like really talked about what they want from the game. Really said that they're both trying to improve and like understanding that and like trying to develop like a good atmosphere for it. They're just playing. And it's like if you want to be these good training partners, you need to like have a conversation about your goals and like the way in which you want to try and train and the way in which you want to try and make each other improve. If you're trying to get there and get those really good friendlies, what it should be like is it should be just two equally matched players talking to each other, having a conversation. And that means when you're playing, you can be trying stuff out and just like being honest with each other and saying, okay, that bit was good, that bit was bad. And most importantly, like you should be working together and you should know like I'm working to help him improve, he's working to help me improve. We're just going to cooperate here and do some good stuff, get some good melee going. And when I say these players should be talking to each other, I mean all the time, like all the time. Like if you're playing melee, like we touched on this in the previous vlog, like every single interaction is like there's decisions being made. You see, like, and every single time you get misplayed, you misplay or you get outplayed, or like you get opened up and the punish starts. That means there was an interaction where something could have gone differently and you could have avoided it basically. So it's like Melee's known to have all these many interactions. So it's like if it means you have to pause it, you have to just say, okay, yeah, let's talk about the situation for a sec. That's fine. Like, don't worry about breaking the flow. Like, you both should be comfortable with doing that. Like, and it's just like with Melee having so many interactions, like in each second of the game, like there's so much can be talked about. And when I see people there just silently not doing anything, making the same mistakes again, it's like you really need to just like let the other person know, because like once you let them know about their mistakes, they're going to change it, and it's going to make it harder for you to punish them. And it's like that's really what you want, because that's going to push you to develop your punish game to and just develop your game to continue reading them even after they start adapting to you. And that's basically just what it's like when you're actually playing melee, like at a really high level. And it's like you need to try and get that experience of like adapting someone who's adapting to you when you're playing with your training partners. Melee training should be like two musicians jamming. When you got two people there playing the guitar along with each other, they're just jamming, they're just playing the music. They're not there to show off. They're not there to try and impress anyone or prove who's better. Like, it's just two people in a room or three people in a room who just want to make good music, and they both know that's all they're there for. They're all comfortable experimenting with new music, and it's just like, if you try something out and it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. No one's gonna be like, oh yeah, that was shit, or you don't have to stop. You don't stop playing if you do a bit you didn't think sounded well. You just keep playing, and people will give you the feedback. They'll say, okay, yeah, that bit was good, that bit was not so good, and you just take that and you just work with it, because everyone in the room is there to get good at melee, right? Like, so if you're spending time like having little ego battles or showing off or like taking the piss because someone messes up, like that's not what you want. You want to be relaxed. You want to be just making beautiful music, or just making beautiful melee, like, because that's really what you're both there for. And when you think, like, when you get this kind of like this sort of jamming mentality, like you'll actually be much more comfortable experimenting with like adding new stuff into your melee game, because like If we go back to this music example, like if you're not experimenting, then what you're doing is not really you're not jamming. You're just playing the same song over and over and over again. Like, and in melee terms, what you're doing there is just reinforcing your old habits. And it's like it's just like going back to some of these mistakes that I see some of the new players making. Like, I don't mean mistakes within the game. I mean like they will be playing with their training partner, and then they'll fuck up, and they'll be like, oh fuck, I've messed this up again. It's like, you don't fucking say that. You just get on with it, because he knows you messed it up. He saw it. Like, he's not there to take the piss out of you. Like, he's not there judging you, because he's just there to make good music as well. What you want is just two people who don't care about showing off, don't care about who's the best, and they're just there to make great music, or in our case, great melee. So how do you achieve this? The main thing is just remembering that the goal for both of you is to learn. It's not about winning. It's not about losing. It's not about proving who's the best. And you also got to remember that anytime there's comments about the game, if someone says you're always taking like that, it is not a personal attack. They're not saying, I think you're bad because you're doing this. What they're saying is, you could be better if you fix this mistake. And like, you have to feel comfortable with your training partner, and you have to be comfortable saying what's on your mind and letting them say what's on their mind, If you see them fuck up and they make a mistake, you tell them about it, because like, this is the whole point of this training partner thing. You both are comfortable saying to them, this is bad, and they can say to you, this is bad, and you should have, this is the shared attitudes I was talking about. You should have this shared attitude where you know that any time someone's like, oh, this is a mistake or that is a mistake, because they want you to fix it. It's not because they want you to make you feel bad or anything like that. And it's just, if they're getting frustrated or any of this, it's like, you still need to just keep at it. You still need to be able to say what's on your mind about making mistakes, because these habits are hard to break, and it's just like, you just need to both be there and encouraging each other a little bit, working together to really step up your game. Now, developing this kind of relationship with your training partner can be hard. Like, I'm saying you have to have these attitudes, these shared beliefs where you can just say what's on your mind, and neither of you will get frustrated about it or John about it. But like, sometimes it's not as simple as that. Like, people aren't perfect, people do get frustrated, and people do have egos. It's like, what you really need to do is just like, to establish this training partner sort of deal, is just sit them down, and talk to them, just start a conversation, just saying, what do you want? Do you want to get good at melee? And just say to them, I want to get sick at melee, and I think this is the way in which we should do it. We should train like this. We should agree to be honest with each other. We should agree to not like stress about who's better, not get like our feelings involved in the game, and just like try and cultivate this when you're playing. And then when you do get it going when they're playing, sometimes they might be joining, or sometimes they might get frustrated and like working against what we've talked about, but you just need to open up this communication with them and just say to them, these are the ways I think we should act, and these are the way we should be when we're training in order to make the most of it. And like, if they're as serious about the game as you, then they probably will take that all on board, and they probably will start approaching the game in this better way. If you're having trouble establishing this kind of relationship with your training partner, most likely what you need to do is just sit them down and have a conversation about it. Just not when you're playing melee, just before you start, or like on another time. Just sit them down and say, okay, I want to get really good at melee. You want to get really good at melee. How are we going to best achieve this? Because chances are you aren't working optimally towards that goal. There's probably better things you'd be doing to improving. And it's like, just talk about the things we've been talking about today, not johnning, keeping your head level, being honest with each other, being accepting of criticism. And it's like, just try and establish these ground rules before you're playing, so that you can really get communicating whilst you are playing, and like really get that relationship down. The main thing that I really want to focus on in this vlog is the forward-looking nature, the forward-looking attitude that you need, and you both need to have to get this real perfect jamming music flow of improvement going. Okay. When someone points out a mistake, your focus is immediately to fix it, not to John, not to get frustrated, not to be self-deprecating or anything else like that. If you're doing any of these things, then really you're in a noob mindset, okay? And as long as you have a noob's mindset, you're always going to be a noob. I'm not saying you're going to be stuck at a noob for the rest of your life. I'm just saying you need a good mentality to get good. It is definitely a prerequisite. Any noob mentality you have will be definitely holding you back. the main thing that I really want to focus on and like emphasize in this vlog is you need to have a forward-looking attitude. Okay, both of you do. And when someone points out a mistake, your focus should be immediately to fix it, not to John, not to get frustrated, not to be self-deprecating or anything else like that. Because if you really think about it, like, those are the things that noobs do, right? And when you have a noob's mindset, you're gonna play like a noob, right? If you're Johnning, that's the shit noobs do, right? If you're getting frustrated with yourself, that's the shit that noobs do, okay? And like, if you're going, oh, I'm so bad, that's exactly what noobs do, okay? And it's like, this noob mindset will make you a noob, and you need to have like a pro mindset, right? You need to have a pro mindset. As long as you're thinking like a noob, you're basically going to be playing like a noob, and like, that mentality can really hold you back. So you really need to like, just look forwards, and remember, each criticism is just something for you to build on, and like, it's just something that will allow you to get better, because you can work on the problems that have just been raised. This all just harks back to what I was saying about training partners. Like, when you have two training partners with new mentalities, you don't train well. What you want is two people who both think they're good and both have pro mentalities. People who go, I got off throw up head. Oh, well, I could have smashed yard that, rather than going, oh, I got off throw up head. Fuck Fox, he's broken. You know, like, you need the pro mentality, right? Like, obviously, it's not going to suddenly make you pro overnight, but you need to just have this fucking attitude, the same attitude that the pro players have, if you want to be as good as them. Because like, if you're just thinking, like, if you're thinking, oh, fuck Fox, like, that combo's bullshit, it's like, you haven't learned anything. You haven't learned a single thing, you know? And it's like, you have to learn from your mistakes in order to get better at Melee. This all harks back to like the training partner thing I was saying. Like, if you have two people playing there and they both have a new mentality, then you're not going to fucking learn shit. Like, what you need is two people with a pro mentality, right? You need to be the kind of person who gets up throw up air by Fox and goes, okay, next time I'm going to smash the eye of that, rather than going, fuck Fox, he's broken, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, because you two are working together, like, if one of you's been a noob about it, like, you can't going to be just, like, not making the other person a noob, but, like, the mentality kind of, like, you're connected to each other, you know, you're talking about the game, so it's like, if you both have this really sick mentality where you're like, oh, next time we'll do this, next time I'll do this, like, you're going to be building off each other and working from each other, and like, building up each other's confidence as well, and becoming more confident in yourselves as players. Whereas like, if you're just playing and being like, oh, I got bodied, oh, that was shit, oh, it's just like, you're playing like a noob, and you really just have to look and decide, like, I'm not going to be a noob, I'm not going to have this noob attitude, because fucking, that's how you stay a noob. Like, if you don't want to be a noob, first thing you need to fix is your mentality. Sometimes you also just got to say to your training partner, like, you're the one bit, like, you got to say to them you're being a noob, you know? Like, if you're up to up at them, they're like, oh, that's bullshit. Just say, cut your shit out, you know? That's not alright. We agreed. No bullshit. Pro mentality is only here. And tell them to get all that noob shit, just straight out of it. It's not on. It's like, if you let it slide, like, people who John will just John more and more as they lose more and more. Like, so it's like, if you just say the first time, it's like, come on, just smash the eye next time instead. Like, just straight away establish that, you know, Johning's not on, and this pro mentalities only, and that's how you'll get better together and like develop this great attitude towards training. Hope you like the vlog, guys. Please, if you have anything you want to say, if you think there's anything I can do to try and step up the quality of these vlogs, just let me know. I'm looking to get some more equipment, so I'm just thinking what the best thing to invest is. And just generally, like, if there's talking stuff or whatever, like, you think my voice is stupid or I say things too much, just let me know. I'm not a diva, I'm not going to be upset, I just want to make these vlogs better.
Thanks guys, this has been Tet. I'll see you in the next Smash House vlog.